I was just reflecting on the kind of information that I get and where it comes from. And I was just being like positioned in a place where I'm like, oh, I'm so much aware that my information does not come from a singular way of seeing. Like, my knowledge or my understanding is mostly coming from an experience. Okay, I do not have like a background. Okay, think like this because the Bible said this, or because my culture says this, because somebody said this, or maybe I got it from a yogi or a shaman, or no, I think because I feel. Do you understand? It's in the feeling based on my own experiences that I reason the way I reason. It is not based on any kind of imposed information from anyone, from any religion, from any spirituality practice, from any traditional way or cultural way. It's not based on anything. It's based on me being a person experiencing life, and throughout of those experiencing, learning lessons that form the understanding, the information, the wisdom, the insight that I have. Okay, so I'm like being aware of this knowledge, and I'm like, I must be the one of the few um people or individuals that are truly experience what it's like to be free, what it's like to be in a state of authentic freedom, what it's like to experience being liberated from within, and around. um I'm just being aware of that because I have seen and I met a lot of people in my life, where they were sharing their information not based on a personal experience. It would be more based on what was imposed, what the religion said, what the culture said, what was the spiritual, said. Nothing from based that is personally experienced from their being here and listening and going through. Like I don't want to lie, I haven't met people who are living from that space. Most people, they just show me the book, they show me the scripture, they show me something that somebody has lived, and then it actually takes me back to when I was like 25 years old, and I met this old man who came to buy white lions in South Africa. At a time I was working in as a hostess, and then he invited us with my friend to go to see this place where there was like wine and stuff, wine tasting and stuff. And I remember because I was talking at that time, I was very influenced by Christianity. Yes, I was in the phase of Christianity. For me, everything like culture, religion, spirituality, blah blah, it's like a dimension where as a soul you go through to experience and learn lessons. It's not about identity. Your identity does not come from, okay, just because you were born in a Muslim, now your identity is found. No, just because you're born in a Catholic church, now you are. Just because you're born in a traditional way, then, or just because you're born in a spiritual environment, then, do you understand? My identity does not come from my life circumstances, that the environment I find my identity is not found in that. That's my experience. That's what life gave to me to learn from. Do you understand? So this man said to, so I was so, hype and very expressive and a very fanatic, I was like a Jesus freak, and I was talking about it, very proudly. So I've been like that since I was 18. So I was telling him, you're God this, and I was telling him what I've learned. I was just expressing what I've, accumulated, and without a self-awareness in where I was coming from. Whereas now I'm aware that those things were past, dimension that I've lived in and I've experienced. And as a result of experience, I made some belief out of it, and I've lived those beliefs. So I was like, and then he said something very interesting to me that actually got stuck in my head. I felt like he came to awakened, he was used by whatever, like the powers, the universe. And he said, Christ find his own way, Buddha find his own way, Gandhi find his own way, who else? Nelson Mandela find his own way, Mohammed find his own way. And then he put my name down. So he wrote this down, and then he said Tandy, and then question mark. So he's like, find your own way. Me, I was like, oh wow, that's weird, because I'm coming from the concept that we have to follow these people above me. We have to follow their own way. I am raised in a culture that believes that, these are the star and we are the followers. We are never the stars. Do you understand? So that thing actually was initiated a different mindset in me, that in me, as much in Jesus Christ, in Gandhi, in Buddha, in Mandela, in Muhammad, all of these, great Osho and stuff like that, they had their own way. They find their own way through them listening to their own way. I must find my own way too, without having to be at war with them or resisting them. But I must also understand that they came, they lived, they experienced, they took the lessons and they made what they made because they found their own way through their own life experiences. So I was like, wow, I didn't really think about it, but it kept coming back to me as I was working this journey of life. And finally, 6 years ago, I found my own way. I found my own way that was unique through being led to meditate, and that connected me to another realm, a realm where, of oneness, where I was put in a position where I was able to see every kind of religion, every kind of things, every kind of human race, everything working together, like everything that happens under the sun and above the sun, working together in a uniform form, in a harmonious relationship as they are. Like, I was placed in this position to see how everything is interconnected. That was my way. That was my way. And that was the way that, just settled everything from within and around me. That put me in that position of, Papa, do you understand? The light bulb. And since then, nothing else I've lived of but for that state of connectivity, of oneness, of wholeness, and of being integrated to life as a whole. You're not for nor against. You are not like attaching yourself to certain things or de-attaching yourself. You are not all these states of things are seen and witnessed, and that's where the whole information came now on top of that, where it just directed everything to the root cause of everything, which is laws and principles of the universe that cause everything to be as it is. So I find myself in that position. I'm like, that's my way. I didn't find this way in anything, in any other big names. I didn't find I've been going through, because even as a child, I used to visit different kind of religion. I went to Muslim, I went to a Catholic, I went to Christianity, I went to spirituality. Like, I visited all these because I felt led to do that. I felt led, and each one of them, I will be there and I will hold the moment and the experience of being in that whatever mosque or church or whatever. I will be with that and with the energy that comes with it, and it will be my experience. Do you understand? But I never felt like this is my identity. It was more like an experience that I'm called to, or someone to experience at this time and be with at the time and act accordingly. Do you understand? It's good to be home. And now I am reminded of what it's like when I was a child. Same state. I used to live from the same state of unity, of oneness, and being whole and connected to life as a whole since I was a child. This is me being reconnected to my true essence of self, not just what was imposed, what was created. No, there's nothing wrong with that. You've been there, you've lived it, you've experienced it, And now all of these experiences have come and walked you home back to your own true sense of being. And I'm home. I'm home in every way. And the energy that is here is the energy that generates that energy of being one, whole, home, connected, integrated with life as it is, unfolding here now within this present moment.